I've just got about 10 minutes to take you through some conscious breathing exercises. So I run a company called We Are Conscious, and my job, basically, I'm a performance coach. So I'm kind of interested in giving people really practical techniques, using resources that are immediately available to just squeeze a little bit more performance out of their lives. And I think breathing is definitely one of those things. Our breath is constantly available to us. And it's one of those things that I think that with some basic techniques for us to learn, we can really make a difference with it. So what I wanted to do was make this really, really practical. I'm going to take you through what is, I guess, a yoga breathing exercise. And everybody breathes, don't we? So what's this about? But we often don't necessarily do that in a very conscious way, and we don't necessarily use our breathing physiology to its full capacity. So what I wanted to do is get you acquainted with your breath with some really simple stuff and show you how that can be used to just manage your levels of stress and anxiety in a really conscious and a really positive way. So the way I wanted to start actually was getting you to just connect with your breath to start with. So if you in a sitting position, just nice and alert, just come to the edge of the seat so you're not necessarily supported at the back. Your spine's nice and long, your abdomen's open, your heart's open, and your throat is open. And I wanted to just be really practical about this whole thing and approach this in a somewhat experimental way, if you like. There's not really any right or wrong here. This is about you really understanding how your breathing physiology works and using it to kind of manage your stress and anxiety a bit more actively. So in that nice position that we've got, let me get you to just close your eyes for a second. And as you do that, we're very visually stimulated as human beings, aren't we? So when we eliminate visual stimulus, our attention automatically turns inwards. So use that fact to just really start to focus on the breath and notice if you're breathing in and out through the nose or whether you're breathing in and out through the mouth. And most yoga breathing exercises actually encourage you to breathe in and out through the nose, but not all of them. But for our purposes, if you're able to do that, that would be a really good starting point. And what I wanted to do was just create a simple reference point for you, if you like. And we're going to do a controlled breathing exercise. Then we'll come back to the reference point and we'll see if we've kind of made a difference in terms of the way that you're managing your breathing physiology. So with the eyes closed, what I wanted you to do was start to count breaths for me in a second. I'm going to time 30 seconds and I want you to count breaths. I'm going to say counting breaths. A breath in and then out is one breath. In and then out is a second breath. So start counting breaths for me now. And stop. So open your eyes for me and remember your number. So we're going to do that exercise again, just to kind of cap the exercise and see if we've made a difference afterwards. So what I wanted to do was get you acquainted with the whole physiology related to the breath. And with a good yoga breath, there are three really key areas in the upper body. And the first of those, just want you to see my upper body as we go through this. I'll demonstrate as we go along. So again, starting from a nice, comfortable position, but nice and alert through the whole upper body. So you get that sense of lift through the spine. And the first area is the abdomen. So if you place your palms over the abdomen and touch your middle fingers together, what I wanted you to do as you breathe in, see if you can part the middle fingers. And it looks a little bit like this. So see if you can get some movements going here. And as you do that, just keep that breath moving in the upper body if you can. What's happening is if you really fill the lungs, the bottom lobes of the lungs push down on the diaphragm, this wall of muscle that's at the bottom of the lungs. It massages that diaphragm, which then starts to massage the internal organs below that. So in a way, this movement, this rise and fall movement in the abdominal area is an indicator that you're really starting to fill the lungs. And then the second area is the ribs. So if you're able to put the heels of your hands on the outside of your ribs, what I want you to do in this part of the breath is, as you breathe in, see if you can get the ribs to expand outwards and they expand backwards as well. And again, it looks a little bit like this. So again, keep that movement if you can. And what's going on here is that the rib cage is there, isn't it, to protect this whole thoracic region, the heart and lungs. And we've got these muscles between the ribs, the intercostal muscles. And if we're not really expanding and contracting the rib cage fully, we lose a little bit of elasticity in those muscles if we're not using the breathing to its full potential. And what's kind of interesting is that this is a natural breath in a sense. I think if you look at kids, young kids particularly, even when they're asleep, the whole upper body is involved in that expansion and contraction. So that's a natural process. And then the third area, if you put your fingertips up on the clavicle, up on the collarbones here, what we want to try and do is, as you breathe in, see if you can get the upper chest to lift up towards the jawline and the throat. And again, it looks a little bit like this. And relax. So hands on the knees, spine's nice and alert. And then when you're in that position, let's see if you can close your eyes again for me and turn your attention inwards. So as you do that, what I want you to do is start to connect with the breath. So breathe in and out through the nose if you can. And then just gradually lengthen and deepen the breath. And as you do that, start to really engage with those three areas that we just talked about. So as you breathe in, get the abdomen to rise, the ribs expand and the upper chest lift. And then as you breathe out, it reverses, the upper chest sinks, the ribs contract, and the abdomen sinks in. Don't worry if you're getting it fully right. Just really be aware of those three key areas and get that sensation that you're really filling the lungs and really emptying the lungs. Excellent. So now let's bring a little bit of control. And this is the breathing exercise that I wanted to demonstrate for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for a count, we'll hold the breath for a count, and then we'll breathe out for a count that's longer than the in-breath. So let's do this together. So find the in-breath and breathe in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then breathe out for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Breathe out for 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath for 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Breathe out for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In breath for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Out for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more breaths. Breathe in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Out for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last breath. Big in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and out for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Just for a second, keep your eyes closed. Allow your breath to become normal. And as you allow your breath to recover, just for 30 seconds again, I want you to count breaths for me, starting from now. And stop. And then when you're ready, just gently open your eyes. So that's the breathing technique. So I'd be really interested in some feedback from you just to see how you feel after that. Often people feel a greater sense of calmness. And I'd also be interested just to see if there was a difference between the counts before you did the breathing exercise and the counts afterwards as well. So that's the exercise. Hopefully that was beneficial. And it's just one of those things that the breath tends to reflect the way that we feel, but also it's always available to us. So no matter what stressful events are happening outside of the body, the breath is always available to us, and therefore a tool, a resource that we can use just to help manage stress and anxiety.